Testing. Hello. Testing. Hello. All right. So we are making noise on Twitch. So that's it. That's an improvement. I think this morning, I have a good long look at the crap I have down here, and clear this stuff out. I'm gonna take those ships that I definitely want to keep. I may anything that's left over after what I'm keeping. I make a serious decision whether I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to send it to service area. Well, that one was already kept. The Crusader was already on the list for keep. This guy here for myself. The thing I learned from ship design is not to put stuff directly in front you click on. This one I think is going to get taken apart. It's missing quite a bit of stuff. Even though this is kind of the affiliate shuttle, but it's missing, like, I think we put the doors out of it. I think that one's getting scrapped. Some of these little guys, I'm kind of torn.
Hey, listen!
And so, oh yeah, I forgot about the hay. Yeah, if you ever, yeah. Well, no, because it has to wait 2 minutes between dings for it to, or 2 minutes between messages. I think this one's going to be scrapped, or both of these two are going to be scrapped. So if anybody sees a ship here that they think that they want to give a loving home, now is the time to speak up. I think this one I may rehome this one. This one I probably, if you don't want it, I'll probably rehome it also. Husking, I'm probably gonna keep. Like I still like this is just a cool shell. Bill and Taylor says the AGT ship. Other than it's being ugly, it's not too bad. Probably gonna go to the rehome pile. I don't know which one that is. Honestly, I didn't look a lot at the affiliateships because uh, I just haven't. I'm gonna be going through the this one is kind of already spoken for. Now make go on my CM tip chart. Other than the Protofly having some stacked elements in it, it's a really good show. I don't think I found anything like that. I have this guy here. Like some of them, like these guys here. Like I don't know if I should. Barrel. Because the problem is I have like this guy here. For this contract, it's actually. Oh, it's not because it's not mine. I'm on my own. This one's getting taken apart. Other than the laughiness of, because when I first saw this, it was next to something that said Peach Ship. I thought it was this one. And honestly, it looks like some of the beginning ships me and Pete built in like Space Engineers. Because it's basically to see how much stuff we can stick in the directions we need it. And honestly, this is probably somebody that played a lot of Space Engineers that come in and play the game here. As you can see, they have atmospheric thrusters pretty much on every direction. They have way too many hover pads. This is honestly probably enough hover pads for a damn 41 G's a low altitude lift. Like honestly, this is probably enough hover pads for like damn like a large container. Yeah, this stuff is blocked. have our nitron set up. Oh, I need. That's what I'd like to skip. Distracted with my inner workings. So this guy, he's got a he's doing working chemical fixes doing now. Done with my moving crap. We were up to Pete's real quick. Pete's attempting to make us more warp cells. So I made an alt to try to figure out what we were doing. Um, and try to get us a boost for our factory. Uh, so being able to boost the factory a little bit and Pete's retreat ship. I just saw that on the orbit. They used to ship to or used to retreat and destroy ship. I started rewatching the Orville because some new stuff came out. Now I'm all torn because now the boys have come out with their new season. I really need to watch that. Such a good series. Oh, he probably landed. Probably should be able to just take off. I had to make a trip through PvP space yesterday on the way home because I went out to make their get sodium and I finally found it. But in going out there, I burned all my warp cells up. So yeah, that was odd. This is my peak job of hey. All right, so we go. Pete hasn't seen this ship, so to Kineso, So Peniso made the flat deck AG ship. Uh, it's beautiful. I may have fallen in love. So this ship is amazing. I'm gonna fall off the edge and die. So the cargo pod here in the center is made to be pulled off and set over to the side. Uh, and then you can fly the ship around and go do what you need to do. So if you put nitron in there, does it automatically fill up the tanks? Or did you just put it in there to store it? So this is the flat deck AG ship. It's one of the ships that they gave away the blueprint on Surface Extreme, but it's made by Benifits. So it's basically an AG ship. And I've been bid a price for a token of it with upgrades to make it more purple. So it's 3.2K lift plus small 18 all of exclusions. Yeah, it's an amazing looking ship. It's very clean, very well put together, very well thought or put together. $10 million. Comes with the your box is broken, so I can't look at the box. Obviously, I don't buy it VR, but unless you can set permissions, so because that'd be nice if you could set permissions for people not to be able to use it in VR. Yeah, it's a cool looking ship. It's got basically this thing has I can't remember it was late when they told me the how much no, it's fine. I was more letting you know that it wasn't set up than being like, oh, you didn't set it up. I was just hey, this isn't working, so it's gonna be really hard to sell these things. But yeah, it's a cool looking ship. Then here you have it's like fuel tanks, and your warp drive here. Yeah, it's a cool looking ship. That's the problem with this game is there's too many cool looking ships. Now, if you had a large core version of that thing, woo, I'd go broke. Like there's just too many cool ships. Like when you start playing and you run into like stuff like this guy, like this is just a cool ship. Like somebody's done a lot of work sculpting that thing the right way. scratch. That's why it's not set up. Yeah, that makes sense. No, that's fine. Yeah, if you haven't set it up, that's perfectly fine. Uh, Now, if you want to take a couple of these other ships out here in the yard as trade, man, we can work some stuff out. This is a gotcha. Uh, Got no fuel in it. Oh, good. A core version was a part of the abandoned apocalypse. Oh, it was your blueprints were in the. Your blueprints for an Elcor version of that were lost in a container, and somebody like got them. Yeah, it's not. It's a cool ship. It's not my style. So like, but I see what he's trying to do, and I can appreciate it. It's just like I'm not gonna keep it for my build. Like I'm kind of special because I can look at things and see like why people like I'm the same way with cars, right? I can look at a racer car, I can look at a lowrider, I can look at a muscle car, I can a drag car, like an old like 50s like lead sled, like I can look at all these cars and I can appreciate them. They may not be what I would do. I may not like it, but I can understand the want to customize your vehicle and or customize your ship and to your own taste and your own colors. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just that's my personal opinion. So I can separate my personal opinion from what people other people's taste. I'm weird like that. I think this one's getting taken apart because this is not. This is kind of weird. I want to try something. Yeah, so this one's probably going to be taken apart. Here. Got your thing over there because I'll probably keep it because somebody will want it. This one's probably going to be taken apart. This one, I'll probably keep that one in case somebody wants it. It's a neat design. And it looks kind of functional. That one's got some decent voxel work on it, but I've got to start cleaning this stuff out. That one's going to be constructed. Alright, so these ships that I'm putting over here in this pile are the ones that I'm probably just going to deconstruct. Soon EM. If it's a ship that only a mother can love, gotta go. The hack board. I'll probably keep these guys. These are a neat one. Speaking of ship with tree stuck in. Speaking of ugly ships that only a mother can love. This is Apex 620B. Is that the one you wanted? You'll swap me which big one? Like my ship? This? I would do that. Like I built this thing just to like it flies. Like it doesn't fly well because it's literally the first thing I built. But it's great for salvage runs. I was like, are you feeling okay? I'm like, it's a piece of crap. I was like, are you feeling okay? I was like, you're getting a bad deal of this. I think this one's missing stuff in the back. Maybe it's not. Like it's good for what I use it for, but it's definitely you can tell somebody that doesn't have a lot of time in DU has made. Yeah, no. The only thing that's good about that ship, honestly, is the fact that, and that's why I was like, well, it doesn't have DRM on it. And honestly, I wanted to put DRM on it, not voxels on it. I want to turn it into like an LCAC, like a large amphibious landing craft, and basically make it a big platform. So I have plans to put like basically a large landing pad on the top of it. And then build some power in the back of the engines. Yeah. I've been trying to save most of the affiliate ships that I find because they don't usually have DRM on them. Like this is I'm pretty sure this is an affiliate ship, but somebody stripped it. I think probably had a cargo box sitting in here. Or a place for people or something. And then somebody stripped all the engines off the back of it. So, yeah, either that or I need to talk to somebody that does better than I am because it does well. Like, I can completely load. It's got what? It's got 10 XL containers on it. And I can completely load the 10 XL containers. And it's just everything's low slung and flat. So I should be able to put, obviously move stuff. But like drop, this stuff down and move it out, to the, like move the fuel tanks up to the sides. and do some other stuff to kind of to clear some ways, and be able to get or even move over the side. I just have to move the brakes and stuff once we get things moved. And I'm slowly improving it, but like hell, it's got the thrust isn't massive. It needs better engines. It's got 16.6 G's of brake force right now. It's got high altitude lift at 7.6 G's and 4.88 G's low altitude. And then not only that, it's built with hovers instead of boosters. And from my understanding, boosters are a better way to go. And this, don't mind the crash damage. That wasn't my fault for once. That was server lag. In my story, I'm sticking to it. I only brought this one back because it had a picture of Deadpool in it. Yeah, that's the. I understand they drink more fuel, but really the hover engines that I have on there don't use fuel pretty much at all. That one's going to be constructed. Got to go over. If nothing else, I'm gonna take like some of these. I may load and take to Serapis. The problem is, well, I have that ship over there. I can probably use that ship to transport quite a bit of weight. All right, and then as we've talked about in the past, so this is two thoughts here. First, make sure if you guys are planning to join Dual Universe, if you don't have an account at the current moment, and you're wanting to join Dual Universe, that's my affiliate link and my DU Creators affiliate link and my refer a friend link. If you are joining DU and you do not have an account, make sure you use somebody's refer a friend account. Use somebody's refer a friend. You do not have to use mine. I won't be offended. I won't be even slightly upset if you don't use mine. I'm okay with it. Please use somebody's refer a friend. The reason is you get like 1 million talent points. You get a lot of benefits for yourself for using it. So it's important to do that. It's a massive boost for a new account, and it's basically a week worth of talent points that you're given for free. So like I said, I'm okay if you don't use mine. I'm all right. Like I will eventually run into the end of it, and then the big reason to get it the big reason to get the cool skins. I'm after the cool skins. I will eventually get the cool skins. I have, I think, eight accounts that are referred to my account already. I'm sure I'll end up with more. I'm okay with cool skins. I'll get them. Every year or every 12 months of recruit a friend that you get, you also get a free month of game time. I have a lifetime subscription. I'm not worried about it. So I'm not sweating it. So if you want to use somebody else's refer a friend, that's fine. I don't care. Find your friend. Go find another streamer. Help somebody. Just for yourself, get a link. If you don't want to go search for a link, there's mine. If you want to support me instead, that's fine too. If you want to support Kineso, or you want to support Serapis, or you have another friend that's playing, just get a link. The second link there, however, that is my actual affiliate account. So if you click on that, it takes you to Zolo. You can buy game time for the game. It gives me a 5% kickback of basically whatever much you spend on the site. It gives me a small kickback, and then I'm planning on using that kickback to buy DAX when they come out and give them back to the community. If we takes off and we make massive amounts of money from it, we'll donate it to Extra Life. That is my plans for that stuff. This hack board's okay, but I don't think it's ever going to go as fast as I would like for it to, and it's not pocketable. So this hack board goes in the pile. And to be honest, the whole standing on the board and flying around kind of freaks me out. Cigar goes into the pile. Not stock. Oh, yeah, somebody's made some massive alterations to it. Basically lengthened it out. And added a bunch of, basically it looks like they doubled the ship. So they like cut the nose off of it and extended it and added more stuff in the middle. Well, I got one of the chainsaws last night. I'm trying to go through, figure out what I need to take up there. Because some of this stuff I'm going to take up to Serapis. Like this thing I'm probably going to take to Serapis because somebody will want that. I think I'm going to keep the white ship for myself. This is just a cool looking, like a shuttle. I think it's got a warp core in it too. Oh, so those are after. So somebody, it's a good looking ship, and I believe it's got. It's got a warp core in it. Yeah, it's got a warp core in it. Got one. Yeah, it's got a warp. So it's a good little like warp shuttle. Don't get me wrong, like I like Serapis warp shuttle. It's a little bit of a handful to drive, and I painted it now, so it's purple. So I had to change it up a little bit. Stuff has to have purple on it. The same thing with this one. I'll probably go through here and this guy here will probably go to Serapis also. Like I would just do giveaways here too, but we have the Radio Gaga and I have a chainsaw up there I need to pick up. Like this one probably will go there also. Because this is a cool ship. It's not, I don't know if it's my. Plant minutes. Like at first, like I was like, oh, because we read that, hey, stay away from the crater will kill you. And I was like, oh, and then like Serapis keeps taking off and like flying through the crater and like everything's fine. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. And then it ate a ship and he had to get a gem to get it out. The square, is that the, oh, is this the square? Oh yeah. Somebody's ripped off a bunch of stuff off the back of it though. If you look, like there's a booster or something missing on the bottom, and then like I was saying, and then all the engines are missing out of the back. The same thing with this one. This one's kind of crazy. Originally, so you're not going to go with the Crusader anymore, Pete? I wouldn't say no, but like I said, at this point, I don't know if I would fly it because I have like my personal ships, the ones because I've won some really really nice ships. The like this one here, like this one would be a good one to fix because somebody cored it. I think the sides of this thing look. I think it would be a cool ship once it's refitted. It's even played inside. So, but I have. I won one of Serapis's warp shuttles. So I have his the warp shuttle here that I have, which is great for trying to get up and out, back and forth. And then I have I won an Oracle from Drax, which is a cool ship, and that's kind of like my small hauler. Then I have a Rebellion. I guess the Rebellion carries a little bit less than the Oracle, so these are both small haulers. I still want to change some stuff on this one. I want to change the color of it. And then somewhere out here I have an Inquisitor. It's stuck out in the woods someplace. Which is kind of my medium duty workhorse, and then I'm slowly working on this guy here. So when oh shit, I just forgot his name. Cage, Atris Cage. When he built it, it was all black. It was a solid black red trim. So I'm trying to go in and kind of change it to where it looks a little bit more like the ship from Eve. Like he had these guys here, and I've changed them to look more like this. Yeah. So the more color on it, like you can see this thing from a distance and know exactly what it is. Like anybody that's played Eve looks at this thing and knows exactly what it is. I've talked to him, and after I get done making all the changes, he's gonna come make another blueprint of it. So honestly, for him, like it would be smart. Like hell, somebody's gonna paint a ship for you. And let you, come back and get a blueprint of it. That makes sense. Like I was gonna do this one white and purple. Like do this like the blue purple and make the yellow like white. But the purple sucks. And then I took the inside of it and I went from 14 large containers to 14 extra large containers. So it's got way too much weight on it. What I may end up need to do in the back is think it's got crap engines, or stock basic engines. I know it's got advanced atmospheric entry, so it's got advanced engines on it, so it's not bad. Uh, so I may need to see if I can get a little bit more engines on it, because right now it's it's low altitude lift is 1.33 Gs, and it's pretty much empty right now. Oh yeah, because this is my alt right now that I'm messing with. Yeah, honestly, it's up to you because most likely what I would do is these ships that I have over here are going to probably be loaded onto that ship, and it's going to be taken to Carapace's area and dumped in his front yard with property. To be perfectly honest. I just, like in these little bitty ships, it's almost I don't even know if it's worth taking them up there. It's something that small. I don't know if it's worth taking it up there or not. Like this one I picked up just because it was the front section of it's kind of cool voxel work. Like this one, I'm only gonna take up there because it's even though it's an extra small ship, it's a pack deck or something. And I think it needs some work also. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take a bunch of these, like the smaller ones that look nice, or some of the ones that look nicer. Like these guys here, I'll probably keep these just in case somebody wants them. These will get a little bit longer of a reprieve. So those I'm gonna probably take the Serapis, because even though they're good, like they're nice ships. It's the same thing like with a Bumblebee, right? Like it was a nice ship, but I don't think I would have ever flown it. Um, no, because I want to take those up there anyway. I think that thing's got enough warp cells in it. I could probably get it up there and pick up the Radio Gaga and the other one and bring it back. It's ugly, but and the same thing with the Squire. Like the Squire, I'll probably take it up there and drop it off because I don't know. I like the industrial shape of it, but it's just I don't know that one. I don't know why it doesn't speak. And some of them like that, especially having the DRM activated on them makes it harder to want to you know work with it. I need to go up there and make sure. Pretty sure. Yeah. Giving people a free ship. I'm keeping all the stuff I found in them. I really probably don't need silicate scrap. The Grasshopper's a free ship anyway. You just have to build it. Pretty sure this thing is stripped or partially stripped. So I'm honestly surprised all this time it was just. It must have had some nice engines in the back of it or boosters or something for them to only take partially clear it out. Uh, 296 warp cells in this thing. Probably don't want to fly with this guy. Must have grabbed the warp soul out for my adventure. Alright, maybe I'll do that later. So we'll get those things moving in that direction. I just need to get some of this stuff cleared out. So if I can get it out of my inventory. So those up there, any of the ones up there that you want that are on top of that ship, these guys here, the barrel bugs, and these other 4 ships here, and any of the ones over here, including this little bullet guy here. Oh, that one needs to go. And some of these ships, these little small ships, I want to keep too, just for people come in and join. I probably should keep those, like the Squire and those. I should probably just keep those. It's honestly, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just set up something, set them over to the side, and just keep a bunch of ships in case people need something. Just we'll get rid of these. That'll clear up space, because that's the problem. As I'm starting to run into having too many dang cores. See is similar. As similar as I think are tied to the one above it. I don't think I need anything more than a similar S right now anyway. Alright, those we are. I was trying to get some of that stuff kind of moved up, so we at least get some benefit out of some of it instead of no benefit. And then Baby Shark I'll keep. That, yeah, my car. Like, this is my starter chip. I don't know what I want to do with this thing. It is ugly. This is the experiment we just wanted to throw together just to see if we could, if I could use a large atmospheric engine on a pocket chip. Like a little bit of voxel work and some other stuff. This thing probably be scary. Let's go. And then I don't know if we actually showed all the stuff that we're, I've added. I still have a few more things I need to add to the top. I need to get a hold of therapists, make sure that we're building everything that they need. So you see, we can slowly fill in this bad boy out. So it's not the fastest in the world, but it definitely works. So we're producing. This is all cargo boxes on this side. So they're only the basic containers, but we're going from extra small to expanded extra large. So which is, just making them in the back when you walk in and grab them out of the box is a lot better than having to buy them. This is uncommon maneuvering and military engines, atmospheric, extra small to larges. I need to probably work on getting space engines next. I think I won't have to do a lot to do those, but it'd be nice to be able to have, at least uncommon-ish. And then this is all, the rest of this stuff is either a handful of components, like some of the stuff over here, like most of that stuff was built to build the engines and the containers. The rest of this stuff has all been added. No, I did it. Face through the floor. So we have our box over here. So we have 10 of those. We have 10 extra larges. And this thing's just as many as it could put in there. And then over here we have basically 10 of all the engines. I just figured 10 was a good starting point. Yeah. Yeah, so the nothing against anybody else or the way they run the channel. For the most part, I had some problems in the past with people that try to overshadow the conversation that the stream is having, and the personalities conflicting, and people with a very alpha personality come in and take over the channel as their own voice. So we blocked that down. So once people kind of hung out for exactly right, and nothing against any other channel. Like there's some channels that do that. They do it very well, and if that's somebody else's choice and how they want to run their channel, more power to them. Have fun with it. I hope it works. But here it doesn't. And then the problem is at that point people start, I don't want to say lay claim, but they start getting invested in it. They start thinking it's theirs. Then they start wanting to make the decisions for the channel. And for the most part, like I will take over. I will take input from people. If somebody wants to say, hey, you should try this, you should try that, I'll take input. But ultimately, the final decision for what happens on this channel with my name on it is mine. And if you start trying to bump heads with me and try to convince me that you know better for me than you do, then at that point, and I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, but that was the issue we had. We had somebody come in that basically is one of those people that think that if they talk louder, they're correct. Yeah, that's why those are set up that way. There's a few people that do have access to talk to it, so here's all my operators. But for the most part, like once you're in the community for a while and stuff like that, we do that, and then we have to make sure that also, like, in order to actually be there and be on stream, you have to be working in the same game on the same project I'm working on. Because if not, it gets too confusing for people, especially now when I'm uploading stuff to YouTube. It just makes it even more confusing for people. And I'm still not great at reading the comments like I should be. So yeah, so we have a relays, pressure tiles, manual button, manual switch, manual button. Here we have all of our counters. Here we have info button, programming board, data banks. We'll have all the screens being made. Yeah, and that's why it's left open, is so that if somebody doesn't want to listen to the stream delay, and they want to listen to the voice in real time, that's fine, and that's what it's there for. So, or if you just want to listen, that's why it's open. Go in there, you can hang out, you can listen to it in real time. Yeah. Couple messages. All right. So yeah, So basically, I was in Service's stream, and he had mentioned something. There was somebody that was like, "Hey, what should I build?" And Serapis was like, "Well, if you want to make a factory for us to buy stuff, this is what we were looking to buy." And the guy kind of was like, "Yeah, I brought a little sodium back yesterday. It wasn't enough. I pretty much burned through that immediately, if not sooner." I think I'm getting to the point where I may just have to go buy a bunch of sodium. Well, I've got the 2 places on pill now. And set it up trying to get there. Okay, maybe I didn't turn it on correctly. Oh, good. Now I got to drive all the way back up there. Oh, it's expensive. 119. Yeah, that's a bit pricey. But yeah, so this is kind of what we have built for now, and kind of set up in here. And then slowly making stuff work. And then yes, sir, I can definitely help you out. Yep, it still says actions forbidden. Well, I think mostly it's going into fuel. Yep, it says action forbidden. Because I know you have to, like, the box also, like the cargo container that has the blueprints in it, unless you have one that has it already in it. Because I think you have to have the missions for the voxel correctly. I think it was part of the problem. I'll have to pick up from benefits. Oh yeah. One more time. Yeah. Nope, still broken. Actually, I think I may be flipping back over to my main. Yeah, no worries, man. I know a lot of people are having trouble with those things. And it helps to have somebody to help, at least be like, oh yeah, no, dude, I can or I can't. Sometimes just having somebody to check to see if questions are right or there. That's my fucking shit. I wish this thing didn't have DRM on it. Stuff. It's just not connected. Disconnect the front pods? Or the front cargo container? It was going to be me to your laptop. I had to put the things on it. Oh, you gotta try to see if this thing would run it. Yeah. My laptop runs this game all right. Oh, that is it. Scrap bin with you. That was bad. All right. I probably should just take all those boxes and move them down here. I kind of want to put extra large boxes down there. I'm going to set up probably stuff up here to be able to put ores in and just store raw ore in there or have people be able to drop it off. All that stuff is. Yeah. Like I said, you're just trying to get to where it would just work. I'm in a slightly different place because I have a couple of computers behind me that should run it. I may need to get a KVM. I wonder how much a cheap KVM is. $30. Pretty cheap one. Not being $239. Because I have that other stand with a monitor, 660 high, 240. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Also behind me back here is I have an i7 3770 16 gigs of RAM with a GTX 980 Ti in it, and then I have a 2.4 gig 8-core Xeon 64 gigs of RAM with a 1650 in it. So both of those should be capable of running it. It'd be nice to have, that way I could have, one of my other characters on and fly around with me. It's usually right. That's it. Yeah, the 970 should be strong enough. I think this bare minimum crap. Now that I've actually got this guy plugged in. I want to be cheating. So this has got vertical on it already, so I should be good. Something said it vertical. So I just need, the only thing with this one is it will go up, but it won't hold. I'm sure it'll be fine. So this one will fly up. It does okay as long as you don't get too far off center. But it does all right. And I put a brake thruster on it just in case. I need to repair this bed. That's the only bad thing about like a little bit of server lag. Like it will jack your ship up bad. Like the server lagged out, and then I come back into the game. And I was falling out of the sky. I tried to jump in the seat to get it to take off or to keep from crash. The server just wouldn't let me get in the seat. And it just bounced the nose into the ground. So it could have been a lot worse. Luckily, this thing doesn't fly very fast. And I usually try not to fly too high. This is mostly just to bouncing from place to place, salvaging. Repair of mine. I'm gonna let it try. Yeah, using lower tier stuff on these ones sucks. This is tier 4 repair stuff. It's a repairing. So in this game, when you break stuff, at least it stays there. You just repair it. It's supposed to kind of rebuild your ship. I still like to find out, like there's the repair unit, but I think somebody was saying you have to have the item in your inventory and it just puts a new one back. Be nice if it needs scrap and just repair it for you. Usually your ship all crashed, come back the next day, it's all better. Oh, it only does voxels. Yeah, that is rubbish. That's useless then for the most part. Well, if you do PvP, it's going to shoot your voxel. So is it? Well, and I don't plan on doing PvP. Like I flew through PvP space last night just because I had to get back for stream today, and not being here wasn't gonna work for me. Probably end up having to take the work shuttle out to the my mining location. Up onto the nitron or whatever it is, the sodium or stuff. They're only 72 and 74, so they're not best, but better than nothing. Iron's really the one I'm looking for right now. Iron and big hole, maybe another one. So, how long does the rock stay under your thing if you don't pick them up? So, like if I just calibrate every day for a year, like how many rocks, and I never pick up the rock, but I get under here and it would just be like thousands of rocks in stacks, or do they disappear after a certain amount of time? Yeah, well, I do too. There was another streamer that had never picked these things up. I was like, dude, that is so much ore set down there. Like, what are you doing? It's like 4,000 ore per day. They despawn over time. Well, they would have to, because if not, you could lag the server out. Like if you had if they never despawn and I could just every day I logged in, like over time I could kill the server. Like don't get me wrong, it would take me a long time to do it. For one person to do that by just adding rocks over time. But if you had, a corporation of several hundred people all doing it, you could probably do it pretty quickly. So that's the big problem with like space invasions. You have to turn the rocks off because, well, these aren't moving. These are just basically locations. Oh yeah. If you don't have the rocks turned way down in Space Engineers and you start spitting rocks off, you're just destroying the server. Yeah, the general kind of went to other games like Space Engineers and Warrior and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, like, and I said it in general last night. Like this game, I feel this game has delivered on a bunch of promises that other games have not been able to deliver on. Like, yeah, No Man's Sky had 18 quadrillion freaking planets I could go land on. But those planets, like, I'm sorry, most of the planets in No Man's Sky, they're filler. They're so they can say they have 18 quadrillion planets. Like that's they're not, planets aren't necessarily good. They're just planets. Like there's some interesting ones that you can find every once in a while that are cool and different, and the algorithm kind of messes up building them. But for the most part, most of the planets, like I land on, that's another planet. Star Citizen. So my big problem with Star Citizen is I don't want to PvP. I'm not interested in it. I'm not a fan of it. That's the reason I don't play Eve, because the Eve model of, well, as long as people pay the game, pay for it, I will let them do whatever they want. We don't care. So if they want to blow your ship up, and well, that's fine. We're okay with that. Go buy another ship. Yeah. So that forced PvP, where like I'm okay if I want to choose PvP, like last night, I flew through PvP space. I knew it was possible for me to get attacked. I knew that I, obviously took some precautions and stayed out of the pipe and. Yeah. Well, I have a Terrapin and Star Citizen. I have, well, it's the 30K for the ship isn't even the worst part. My problem is there's a ship in there. I don't remember which one it is or how much it was, but the ship itself was not freaking cheap. It was like a several $1,000s. But in order to actually even have access to buy that ship, you had to spend like $1,000 on the game already. So you had to spend $1,000 just to get to the screen to be able to buy the ship. And then when you got there, you had to spend some ridiculous sum of money. And don't get me wrong, like I have a ship in Star Citizen that a lot of people would really love to have. I have a Terrapin, and they may not want the Terrapin, but it has a lifetime insurance policy attached to it. And the last time I checked, I could, if I bought another ship and upgraded it, that lifetime insurance policy transferred to whatever ship I bought. So if I do go and play it, somebody blows up my Terrapin, then I just go back and be like, hey, yeah, they blew up my Terrapin. I like another one now. Think. Because from my understanding, you can't get lifetime insurance on anything unless you have an existing ship with it on it. So I'm sure if I really wanted to, I'm sure there's people that would really love to have that ship. I'm still kind of in the process of, well, maybe I'll go give it a poke. It'd be nice to have an exploration ship, especially that thing, because it's able to basically shut down and armor up and hide. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at now, right? The Terrapin I bought a long time ago, and kind of after I bought it, like it kind of, some of the stuff came out. And that being said, like even with Dual Universe, some of the changes that were made between when I backed it Kickstarter and then hearing some of the plans and stuff that came out, like I was like, I'm not sure. There was points in time where I was kind of worried about backing this game. Um, I just stood back. I held my reserve. I just was like, okay, well let me hold off judgment. Let me see what happens. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of where this game is right now. It basically takes Space Engineers, O'Brien, takes Satisfactory and Factorio and Fortresscraft, and it takes all these games that we want to be able to do stuff with, and we're actually able to do it. Like we've been trying for years to build large bases in Space Engineers, and it just does not work. Like we've killed many servers playing Space Engineers and just trying to get something that works, right? Like I love Eve Online. Like I love the idea of Eve. I love the mining in Eve. Like I would love, like if I could have a single player Eve or a smaller community where I could control the PvP and Eve, I would play the shit out of that game. Well, I would have, but now I won't. Yeah. Well, and for my other side too, I do have a lifetime subscription. So because I backed Dual Universe in Kickstarter, and at the time I was kind of like, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? And like when it was in Kickstarter, like I just got a bonus, so I was like, So I was looking at it. I was like, I'll do this one, because I was gonna do a lower tier one, but I ended up. I don't know. So here's the deal, Silent, and I do see it, right. The free to play. Oh my god. like the subscription model, I think is going to kill a lot of it. But Eve is fine with the subscription model. World of Warcraft still cruising along with a subscription model. The difference is, and the reason I think that this one will have a chance to survive even with a subscription model, is first of all, there's a lot of people in Eve that play Eve because they don't have any other choice. They don't have any other choice, and this now gives them the choice. But it depends on whether you look like. What do you mean by a lot of polish? Like yeah, it's there's some jankiness. It's still, but for what it does, and I'm comparing it directly to Space Engineer, directly to Space Engineer, and yeah, there's some stuff that's kind of different and works. There's different mechanics involved. It's a different engine, stuff like that. I don't think that this is a bad game. Like compared directly to Space Engineer, and granted, Space Engineers has been out for a while. But even if we compare it straight to, and I understand that PvP is not the best too. But if you want a PvP game, go play Star Citizen or go play Eve. If you want good PvP, like you shouldn't be here for PvP, right? Unless you just suck at PvP and Eve, and you want to come to a small barrel to pick on little fish. Yeah, that's true too. Like nothing, like AAA games come out that are garbage. Not want to point any fingers, but so for me, the way I'm approaching this is I'm playing Space Engineers. Okay, that's my most direct comparison. I'm playing Space Engineers. And comparatively speaking to Space Engineers, yeah, there's more things in Space Engineers. There's a little bit deeper construct, but there's like I could build larger ships and stuff in it, but some of the stuff that's restricted here, especially with like ships and stuff like that, is because we're all on the same server. So I give them some leeway because we're all on a single server. The fact that and the hiccups and the little bit of server lag we get every once in a while, stuff like that, like I don't know. Like it's fine. Like I'll even take a couple of crashes every once in a while. Like hell, I blew up half of my ship yesterday because the server kicked me off, and But even with that, like it's still running better than Space Engineers ever thought about. Like this game runs better with everybody on a single server than my computer can run Space Engineers by myself. I'm sorry, like if I built this base in Space Engineers, it like my computer would already be having trouble in single player. Space Engineers basically, they want you to have a 5 gigahertz plus machine to be able to do that game. And the way some of the stuff is tied, where things are tied to there's like basically a clock and everything's tied to that and there. So if you start trying to get stuff to update more than it needs to, like it gets bad. Like hell, I've got inventories in here that I've opened that just opening that inventory is basically here with similar items in it would crash the game. Thanks. Yeah, that was my problem I was having too. I was using TeamViewer, which is garbage to try to remote into a computer for games anyway. Yeah, and it's still early access. They're still actively working on it. Now, from my understanding, they're supposed to be getting close to release. Um, but honestly, where the game is, like, I wouldn't be upset. Honestly, like if I didn't have my subscription and somebody told me about this game today and just dropped me into the game and I was having to pay a monthly fee for it, I would not be upset at the state of this game. Um, like I wouldn't be upset. Like honestly, all joking aside, if I had to pay $60 and then had a monthly fee to come play this game, I don't think I would be upset right now. And we've been playing this for a month or so. And I haven't loaded another game. I haven't logged into another game. I haven't logged into I haven't even opened another game. This is all I've done for the past month. Now, that being said, there are some issues. Yeah, and we have alts now. Yeah, so I am paying for basically 2 other accounts. You know, I'm buying extra stuff in here because I want to support the game. I want this game to succeed. Now, that being said, there are some issues. I'm not blind. The devs have come out and they're talking about a possible wipe, as you know, and they just said, "Hey, we're trying to figure this out. There's some issues." At no point did they say they were going to wipe. At no point did they say that a wipe is imminent. They said, "Hey, there's some issues with the economy. There's some issues with the server. We're trying to figure out how to fix those issues. We may have to do a wipe. So just so you guys know, we are talking about it. We're trying to figure it out." At no point did they say they were going to wipe. At no point did they say a wipe is imminent. But the community is basically taking that as, "Oh, the sky is falling," and everybody fled the game. So, but even like don't get me wrong, like if I've been playing this game for the past 2 years and yeah, so well the problem is as soon as they release it, they can't wipe anymore, right? At most you can do is a rollback of a few hours or something, but you can't wipe a live game. Like you can't go into World of Warcraft and wipe that game. Like that it would kill it. That World of Warcraft would die if you wiped it. Like people would just be like, "Screw you! I'm done. I've got nothing else holding me here. I'm gonna go play Final Fantasy 14." Like, so yeah, once the game is live, you can't. Yeah, and there's some stuff that's going on, and that's really what they're coming down to is that they're trying to figure out how to get through that. So they come out and said, "Hey, look, this is the thing." So there's that problem where they've come out and said, "Hey, we're talking about, we're trying to figure this out." And then people are like, "Hey, could you let us know more about this wipe thing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we already told you everything. Yeah, good luck." Wait a minute. We still don't have any information. We'd like to know. Well, we already said everything. Nothing's changed. And that's not what they said, but they basically have said, "Hey, look, we're still in discussion. We don't have any more information. It's still the same place." But the community's taking that as indecisiveness and not knowing what's going on, and it's causing problems. Yeah, it is what it is. My big worry, and this is my honest, like, whether they wipe or not wipe, honestly, I've gotten further into the game now. Like I've been playing a month, and I've gotten quite a bit of stuff from salvage and stuff like that. So if I lose, like my orca, if I lose my oracle up here, I'll be sad, but I know in my heart that that's a possibility. Like I'll be sad about it, but I'll recover it. The more important thing to me is that this orca survives. Not this specific orca, but this design survives. That if the servers reset, Drax is able to log in and he still has his blueprint and he can still place this ship. Whether I continue to have one or not isn't important. It's important that Drax continues to have this ship. It's important that Loaded continues to be able to have this building back here and this landing pad. That they are still able to place those items. It's important that the Inquisitor, that Loaded still has the ability to make it sell the Inquisitor. That Kinisho has the flatbed HE. That is the important part. The blueprints have to survive. No matter what, the blueprints have to survive. Now, whether or not people have to take 6 months or a year to be able to get back to build them, to be able to replace them, that's debatable. But they have to have the ability to keep the blueprints. Because if you come into it, it would be like Factorio coming out tomorrow and saying, hey, yeah, I know we supported mods the entire time, but we made this massive change, and the only way we could put it in, so they're coming out with, Factorio's coming out with the DLC, right? And if Factorio come out and said, hey, I know y'all all like mods, but when we release this DLC, we have to disable mods. Factorio's dead. It would be dead immediately. The same thing with this. If they make it where all the Lua and make it where all the blueprints go away, you're going to lose so many people. So many people, and they'll never come back. If you burn them, they'll never come back. There needs to be a way for those creators, the work that they put into the game, to continue, and for them to have a way to continue and build. So that's my worry about it. And then speaking of Lua and scripts, they're changing Lua, the way that Lua is done. And when they do that, it's going to break all the scripts in game. And once again, that was oh hey, yeah, we're just going to fix this, but it's broken. Yeah, sorry, it may break everything. And it was just kind of mentioned as a passing, like, whoa, hey, wait, the Lewis stuff, can you elaborate on that? That's, we use that stuff. So, but yeah, so some of that communication stuff like that is difficult. So that's probably my biggest complaint about the game is having that stuff. Where is my Inquisitor, by the way? I should probably think. I don't remember if Surface said, I think you put smalls on the side of this thing, like 6 smalls on it. Yeah, well, the problem is if you're too open, it's hard. It's a hard line to walk. And it's easy for me to sit here in my little chair and be like, "Oh, you could do better." Like I'm not in that position. My livelihood doesn't depend on this game surviving. My happiness might, but my livelihood doesn't depend on it. So their livelihood depends on this game succeed. And sometimes, especially when you release data very early, and Satisfactory is, they do well. Jace and I always forget the other guy's name. Uh, their community managers for Satisfactory is amazing at talking. But they've done that too, where they've released stuff and people got very upset about it. They're like, well, wait, this is what's going on. This is why, So if you release stuff too early, people get upset because you're never going to make everybody on the internet happy. It's not freaking possible. Like no matter what you do, somebody's going to be pissed. Um, it's hard. It's a hard line to walk because you're trying to make sure that you're keeping people updated, but at the same time, if you make a design decision, and it has to be changed because something in the game is broken or it just physically we're like, okay, well, we completely broke something, and if we don't fix this, it's going to be a very big problem in the future. And then people, especially with vocal minorities, it gets very, it can get very bad, right? Because you get like a handful of people screaming about a very small problem, and then it starts getting bad press, and it's then at that point you can't say anything to it, right? You can't combat it. You can't be like, oh, no, it's let us explain, because there's no explaining at that point, right? Um, so it's a hard line to walk, but it'd be nice if they just come out and said, hey, and we'll look at No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a prime example of that, because No Man's Sky, their launch did not go well, and they just basically shut the doors and said, "Yep, we're not going to talk to anybody about any of this stuff. We can't right now because there's no way to make it better. There's no way to make that situation better. Honestly, what Hello Games did was the best thing, where they just like shut the doors, pulled the curtains tight, went to work, fixed the game, didn't say anything to anybody about it, and just be like, they didn't even come out. They're like, nope, sorry, we're gonna make this right, and then just boom, and then just turned off their email. And then a year later they come back out. It's like, hey, look, guys, we're so sorry. We've made it right. We've done our work to try to make it better. See, look here, and that did fixed a lot of things. Got a lot of goodwill for them. But that's really the best way they can do it. And honestly, by opening up, like I understand what they're doing with telling us, hey, there's a possibility of a wipe. Is they're getting us prepared, because if they would have waited until 2 months from now, and they come out and they're like, oh, hey, by the way, guys, sorry, we've been talking about this for the last 6 months, but we got to wipe before we go live. The game would just freaking. Yeah, but the thing is they are working hard on it. They are trying to keep us updated. They are trying to let us know what's going on, and they are trying to interact with it. It's a hard line to walk, and a lot of people are upset because, oh, they're gonna wipe. They said they weren't going to. No, they never said they weren't going to. They said that they weren't going to wipe unless they had. And I believe that right now they believe they have to. Hell, right now I kind of believe they have to be perfectly honest. Because honestly, like, look at my damn base. This is a month. Granted, a bunch of the stuff is salvage. But look at my base. So you're gonna launch day one. You've launched the game. The game's released today, and you're gonna have brand new people that log in, and can't get a place around a market, right? So this planet is, I think there's someplace I can look and see. I thought there was a way to see. It's 8.6%. It's almost 10% occupied. 10% of the surface of this planet is occupied, right? And if we go to sanctuary, right? Look at sanctuary. Oh, how is sanctuary 0% occupied? That's not right. That's not right. Yeah. Some stuff is doesn't seem right. I think I broke it somehow. Yeah. So Mattis, yeah, I've broken something. But day one of the game, the main world's 10% occupied, right? So it basically, that whole, like, even right now, like, I've gone to oh, go to Telemine 3, right? Yeah, it's not showing. Like, but if I go to, this is a Moon 3 out in the middle of nowhere, right? If I go to so this is Telemine 3, right? I went and all the way around this whole place. The main nitron deposit is in here someplace. I couldn't find it. Like, I didn't go scan all these because it was useless to. But these are all like inactive. Like, there's some of them that are active, but a lot of these are inactive cells that I can't go mine on it.
You need to click view planets.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, so it's 4% occupied on that moon, and I couldn't find nitron anywhere on it. So, like, the best place I found was a 72 and a 74. So, and that was after I went all the way around. There's a couple of 60s in there. But, like, you can't get nitron, and granted, you're going to have people that are going to rush straight back to this place. Natron, I don't know. I have one of them. And the sodium. I'm trying to find salt. So it's a double-sided thing, right? Because you are going to murder a bunch of industries, and you're going to murder a bunch of factories. But at the same time, it creates an even playing field. So it's hard. It's a hard line to walk, to be perfectly honest. And I would love to be like, oh no, it's fine, everything will work out. but I'm not 100% sure. It will if they don't, start over. Like, and then there's and not to throw anybody under a bus or anything, but Secret Poncho, dude, I don't even know how much money that guy has. I don't even think Secret Poncho knows how much money he has. Like, I've literally watched the guy give away 850 million credits in a couple hour stream on Serapis' stream. Like, and he doesn't even blink. Like, he's got so much money that, and I don't know if he's the person with the most money on the entire server, but he's definitely up there. Like, he's got so much money that he doesn't. I think he's giving it away because he probably hit a cap, and he can only have so much money at a time. But yeah. And well, a lot of the really big streamers or the larger streamers have kind of abandoned it right now, and went to go play Star Citizen, which to me is I'm fine with. It gives me a chance to kind of get in here, get to know some of the community, and try to come in and be part of the community as to come in and try to, because honestly, if I go play Star Citizen right now, like, all joking aside, I will go actively. So if I go look at Star Citizen right now on Twitch, it's got 3.4 paid viewers right now, and there's 5. Oh yeah. It's got pages upon pages upon pages of viewers. And even if we took the amount of viewers we have right now, and like if you guys all stayed with me and we went and played Star Citizen, I would be halfway down the page. At 6 viewers, I'd be halfway down the page someplace. I'd be lost in the mucky muck, right? Whereas in Dual Universe right now, let's see, it's probably Dark Dank Knight is up streaming today. So it's me, Dank Knight, Kamalas, AK Swervin, and Tankheimer. Tankheimer's new. I haven't seen that yet. So AK Swervin and Dank Knight, I've seen up. But from Molu, I've seen him up several times. But the so it's a smaller community, and granted, there's only 29 viewers hanging out in here today. And honestly, most of the time, I don't even look at these numbers. I'm just looking at them specifically to prove a point. But a lot of the larger streamers went over to go play Star Citizen because they're upset with the announcement of we're talking about a wipe. I'm still having fun with the game. Like, whether there was a wipe coming or not. Like, how many times have we wiped the Space Engineer server? I don't even have an answer for that number. Like, I probably broke Pete's brain just asking the question. Not to mention the fact Pete's still upset about having to wipe a couple of those servers. So like a wipe of a server, like we've started a Minecraft server over many times. We've had people come in that destroyed, like just built stuff and we've destroyed Minecraft server. Right? Like so a wipe, whatever. It's a wipe. It happens. Like it's leaving beta to release. Like, okay, I get it. Like, that's one of the things you sign up for when you put it into beta. Like, now the funny part is it's going to be like if they do have some situation where the people that have stayed and working through, because that's the other side of it too, is I want to stay and play the game now because they need that stuff to prepare the game when it goes live. Because if everybody leaves and nobody's playing the game right now, we're not testing. The game's not going to be ready to go live, right? We need to have some sort of information. They need that help. So it's a double-sided sword because I'm putting a bunch of work in right now and I may lose a lot of it, but at the same time, like, even though I have this massive factory I built back here, and it's not even a massive one. This is a small factory. Even though I've kind of put this thing together, and I have all this thing set up, like losing it's a curse and a blessing, right? Because it sucks. I have to reset up everything, but at the same time, I've learned a lot about setting this thing up incorrectly and better ways to do it. Like if I had it all to do over again, like I would change the way I do several things. Like my input, because you're limited to how many connections you can have. So my input, I would have, it would be set up differently. I would, instead of having just one input, I would have 5 inputs. I'd have tier 1 through tier 5 inputs. So that when you come in, put tier 1 through tier 5 ores into their own boxes, and then those are moved from those boxes to other boxes. And then once they get to then they'll go through and be altered. My big thing is when they come out of the refineries up here, right out of those guys, they just get dropped into these boxes. Well, the problem is especially like chromium. Chromium, I get pure chromium, pure iron, and like oxygen or hydrogen or something. The same thing with calcium. I get that. I get carbon. I get oxygen or hydrogen. So basically, I have this mixture. And if I don't come in here every once in a while and grab all of the carbon out of the sodium box, eventually this box is going to be filled with carbon and you'll have no sodium because we just won't be able to get anything else in there. So what I've done in Pete's base, or Pete's warp cell factory, is I made some changes to it of how I did it. Let me get up here to Pete's. And then, like the other thing too, with a wipe is I really hope if they let us keep our blueprints and our talent points, like I'm fine. Like the talent points are what's important to me, and the blueprints. Because if somebody like has 2 years in beta and alpha where they've taken all their points and their time, those talent points are what's important. Because if you have somebody that has the talent points to basically be able to redo a ship, then or basically max out all the specs for a ship or max out specs for a factory, that's going to give them a massive advantage when it comes to starting over, right? Because if I have this thing where, like, instead of having to take 66 minutes to produce a warp cell, I can reduce that to even 56 minutes. That 10 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but over 24 hours, because all this stuff runs while you're offline. Over 24 hours, that thing adds up. Like that's an extra couple of warp cells a day. It's that shit adds up. So now what I do with Pete's is he has the input, so he drops his inputs here, tier 1 through 3. They go to boxes somewhere. I don't remember where I put them. Somewhere there's boxes. I think they're up there or something. And the tier 1 to 3 go into those boxes. They get stored there. Once they go into those boxes, they get pulled out and sorted into each individual box. So carbon or iron goes to one, carbon goes to another, right? They all go to their own individual raw ore boxes. Then they go and get processed, so they get refined, and then the refined comes out into these boxes here, and these are smaller boxes, and these are all set up with transfer units. So like this one basically just grabs pure aluminum. This one grabs pure iron, right? But if we look at this, like this pure iron is connected to the box directly behind it, but it's also connected to the chromium box. So that way, when chromium outputs pure iron back, every once in a while, or the small amount of pure iron, the iron box will grab it and then move it to a large box up here that's got nothing but pure iron. So once the factory backs up, like if we completely max out iron, that's fine. Then you just go grab a bunch of iron out and go sell it or whatever. And it's easier to see. Like down here, we can go and look and go, okay, coal box, everything's running. Okay, cool. Calibration required. So these are all of his miners, right? So this is, where these calibrations are required. You can come in here and go, okay, my parts are kind of low. Okay, ingots. Okay. Oh, geez. He's hurting for ingots, right? And you can come and go, okay, well, my pure aluminum is almost completely maxed out. Everything else is hurt. And if you look up here and your pure aluminum is completely maxed out, then you may be inducing another problem to your factory, right? But it kind of allows you to look at that and keep things moving. So, but yeah, I made those changes. So if I had to do my factory over again, I would do it differently. I also learned how to place factories down a little bit more efficiently. So originally what I was doing is I was putting everything where I wanted it to go eventually and connecting it. I kind of altered the way I've done that. So what I'll do is if I want to place something, I will place everything I need to build it like just next to each other. I'll connect everything up, and then after I get everything connected and it's working, then I grab those pieces and go put them where I want them. Because once you make the connections, you can move the item around all you want. So like I can go in my factory right now and just go grab boxes and just rearrange them and do whatever I want to. But yeah, so like I said, the game, I think this game fulfills a lot of promises that other games tried and failed at. I understand there's some, especially when it comes to PvP, the EPVP crew wants EPVP. They want to be able to blow up people's bases. They want to be able to have the safe zone the size of basically the arch ship. They want to be able to just battle royale the entire game. And I'm sorry, but not every game needs to be a battle royale. Like, I know, controversial statement, but not every game needs to be a battle royale. Because I'm not playing a battle royale game. The closest I've come to a battle royale game is the Eliminator in Forza Horizon 5. So, you attach the word battle royale to a game, and that's a great way for me to stop playing it. But being able to just go, okay, well, you're out in space, you can go fight your heart's content. Like, I would say that it would be nice if there was maybe a planet or two that you could do that with. But the problem is what would end up happening is you would get a planet, and honestly, like the best way to do it would be to have like a few planets that they have, tier 4, tier 5 resources and multiple, larger amounts of tier 4, tier 5 resources on it. So, and be like, hey, look, you can go over here and you can have one tier 4 resource on that you can mine, or you can go to this planet that's PvP enabled and you can get 2 tier 4s or whatever. Like something like that might make sense. And give people that don't want PvP the option to do it. You give people that want a PvP the option to do it. But as a streamer, like I can't imagine Serapis or myself or Dink Knight or Philip or any of the other streamers that are doing this logging out and then logging in tomorrow and basically my entire base is taken over. Like that's insane. Like I don't understand. That happens in Eve. Like you log out and come back in the next day and somebody's taking over your stuff. Or what more than likely happens in Eve is people look and see where you're at and they send a hunting party out. Because I know I used to watch several Eve streamers and they had to block parts of their screen out so people didn't know where they were, because they literally would send hunting parties out to just kill them for no other reason than to blow up a streamer. And I'm sorry, that just doesn't seem like a good way to run a community. And hence the reason I don't play Eve. Because I don't want all my hard work destroyed. Because I'm a jerk evidently. Alright, well with that, it is almost 11 o'clock. I do have the works today. I think I'm going to kick off here in a little bit. We'll see who else still up and streaming. But I do appreciate everybody coming to hang out. I do, like I said, as we get further into this and as I can give stuff away, I will. I don't have the cash to be able to give things away right now. The ships I have aren't super awesome, and it won't be something that I will never be like, oh hey, go bring everybody in. Like when I do giveaways, I want to give to the community, the people that come in and support. Yeah. I completely agree with it. But November 5th, or actually, November 5th and 6th, we'll be doing the extra live stream. And I do need to get a lot of stuff to give away on those days, because that's our big push to raise money for charity on those days. And I want to have, I'll be in and around for a little bit. But November 5th and 6th, we do our big charity stream. And as people give donations, I have like a list of like 300 games that we're giving away that day. I'll have a bunch of DACs for DU to give away on that day, that are all tied to basically as people make donations, we'll be giving stuff away. I'm going to reach out to Dual Universe and see if we can get some more passes and stuff from them, and see what we can do. I haven't reached out to Dual Universe yet to try to get because I there's a way I think you can get like 3-month licenses and stuff. I haven't reached out to them yet because I kind of want to put the work in first. I want to say, hey, look, I'm here. I'm going to stream. I'm trying to help support. These are my numbers that I'm getting right now, and I'm working it. So I want to show them my value to them as a streamer before I start asking for them to give me stuff. Hell, they were nice enough to give me the affiliate. So, but I think with that, well, he is doing that. You know what? We're gonna raid Core. I guess is his name. I have no idea how to say that. So we're gonna raid him. We haven't raided him before. He looks like he's streaming. Do me a favor, go tell him I said hi, and we will catch you guys next week because it's Saturday. All right, you guys have a good weekend. Talk to y'all soon.